Hey guys, it's Dan from Digital Uptake again, wanting to talk with you about Bitcoin, about cryptocurrency, about how to make money in this new wild, wild west of trading. So anyway, last video I made, it kind of dawned on me that there's probably several folks watching that video that don't know really a thing about Bitcoin or don't know a thing about cryptocurrency. And it occurred to me that, as much as I want to start teaching people how to make money by buying and selling and trading Bitcoin and other altcoins, I want to make sure people have a solid understanding of the basics around what Bitcoin is, what cryptocurrency is, what a wallet is, what an exchange is, and how you actually access these different things. So I thought I'd take a step back and actually explain the basics to people, right? Around all of these things. And sprinkled in between all of this kind of education around Bitcoin and what it is and how to use it, I'll be talking about trades. I'll be talking about how to trade on the cryptocurrency exchanges. And I'll show you examples of how I've traded and when I've traded and how I find the low points in the markets and buy at the low points and then sell at the high points, right? There's an actual framework, an actual methodology about how to go about doing this so that you can always make money. 99% of the time you can make money, and especially in the market today, in the cryptocurrency market today, it's much less mature than the stock market, right? It's really in its infancy. There's a lot of people in the market trading, doing things. They don't really understand what's going on. Unlike the stock market where there's professional traders, there's institutions. For hundreds of years, people have been trading in this, well, maybe not hundreds of years, but a couple hundred years, people have been trading in the stock market. And it's really gotten to the point where it's so institutionalized that it's a lot more difficult to make money in the stock market. You really, really need to know what you're doing and how to trade if you're going to do any type of day trading or position trading. It's not like that with Bitcoin and with cryptocurrency, right? The markets are very new. They're very hot. They're very up and down. They're very volatile. So anyway, before I get into all of that, I really wanted, again, just to talk about the basics of Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin 101. How does it work? What's a wallet? What's an exchange? So forth. So let's dive into this presentation. If you already know the basics of Bitcoin, go ahead and move on. Go ahead and move on to the trades and see how to actually make money with this stuff today. So let's just dive right into it. So what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a form of digital money or digital currency that lets you send and transfer money over the internet. It's really as simple as that, right? You can buy, you could sell, you could send, and you could receive money over the internet in an electronic form, and that's what's called Bitcoin. So think about it like this. Bitcoin is similar to email, right? You have email address A and you have email address B. Email address A sends an email to email address B, and email address B receives that email. So if I'm the owner of email address A, I just write a message and I click send, and it's automatically transferred. It's automatically sent over the internet through wires, through technology, through atoms. It's sent to email address B, and email address B, whoever owns that email address, can actually pick up, read my message, and so forth. Bitcoin acts in a very similar way. Although it's not email, obviously, each person or each time you buy or purchase Bitcoin, you're assigned a unique ID and a unique address, right? If you get a Bitcoin wallet, which is where you can store your Bitcoin, you'll get a Bitcoin address. So similar to what you're seeing here in the bottom of the screen here, you'll see there's a unique address. So for any Bitcoin you have or any Bitcoin wallet you have, you're assigned a unique address. You can then transfer that Bitcoin or the value of that Bitcoin from one address to another address. Similar to email, again, you simply put in the amount of Bitcoin you want to send or receive, you click send or receive, and then it's automatically transferred or shot through the internet to the other account or the other wallet, and the person on the receiving end can actually pick that up. It's as simple as that. It's really just an electronic transfer of money or of value in this case. Let's keep going. So a couple quick fun facts about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the first decentralized digital currency ever. So Bitcoin was started back again in 2009. It was started, and you can see the third bullet here, it was started by an anonymous developer called Satoshi Nakamoto. He first wrote a white paper and proposed Bitcoin and blockchain technology and what it was, how it worked in 2009. Although here's the funny thing, Satoshi Nakamoto isn't a real person. It's actually it's an anonymous identity It's an alias, if you will, of the real developer that developed Bitcoin and the Bitcoin technology. The true person, the real person that developed the technology, has not actually revealed himself or herself, right, for that matter. Very interesting to me that there's a secret person that developed Bitcoin. We can get into more of that in just a moment. But just want you to know, started in 2009, started by Satoshi Nakamoto as a way to transfer value, to transfer money over the internet. Really, he was just developing a new protocol that he thought would be a way to better transfer and store value across the internet on computers. So one other very important fact here, no one controls Bitcoin. So unlike dollars, unlike fiat currency, Bitcoins aren't printed. They are not produced by people. You can't make more of them, right? There's a finite number of Bitcoin out there in circulation. And the value of Bitcoin goes up and down based on the market demand, based on the supply, based on a number of things, right? But it's not controlled by a central authority. It's not controlled by a central figure like a central bank or an insurance company or anything like that. It's not controlled by anybody, so it can't be manipulated in that way by a central authority. So that's a very, very key differentiator here. What Bitcoin is, it's a distributed ledger that tracks transactions and the value of transactions over time in a very, very sophisticated and encrypted blockchain technology is what's called blockchain. Think of it like this. Whenever a transaction happens, it's actually put on the blockchain, and when another transaction happens, it actually goes over that, and it goes over that, and it goes over that, and it goes over that. And each time a transaction happens, the ledger gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and over time, these things are encrypted in the blockchain, and there's no way to change or modify the transactions that have happened because they're really locked in, they're kind of glued into the amber of the blockchain, if you will, if that makes sense. So anyway, that's kind of the basics about Bitcoin. So in simple words, Bitcoin is an open source software to transfer money over the internet. And one thing I wanted to highlight on really quick here about Satoshi Nakamoto, why would, and I'm curious your comments, comment in the video if you'd like, but I'm curious, why would somebody create Bitcoin, create this revolutionary technology and not even reveal themselves and not even claim that they're the inventor of this revolutionary technology? Very odd, very peculiar, very strange to me. Don't want to get into conspiracy theories or anything like that. But this person, whoever created it, was either A, afraid that they would get arrested and go to jail for creating something like Bitcoin, B, thought it would disrupt the world so profoundly that they may sit to, some people may be mad at them, banks, we're talking about powerful people here, may be upset with them. Or maybe this person just, didn't really know what it was going to create, didn't want to be known as the person that created Bitcoin. Who knows, right? I'd be curious to hear your thoughts in the video here. But what it tells me is that Bitcoin is special. Something about Bitcoin is special. We know, maybe some of what that is. It's a revolutionary technology, right? You can do a lot of things that you couldn't do before. But something special about it. What's the long-term potential of Bitcoin? We don't know. Most people, a lot of people think that Bitcoin's going to go through the moon. Other people think Bitcoin is a bubble and it's going to go away and it's just going to die out. If you've seen and looked at the trend since 2009 to 2017 today, Bitcoin is not going away. It is growing exponentially day after day. New coins are being built on this blockchain technology, and it's only the beginning. Anyway, let's keep going. I want to keep going through this slideshow. So, Anne, the last thing I want to tell you is, so we have currencies, right? We have dollars, we have pounds, we have a number of currencies in the world today. You could trade them on the Forex exchange. Bitcoin is a new type of currency. You can add it to the list of currencies, except it's special in the way that it's a digital currency that can be programmed. It can be, the technology itself can change over time, and I'll get into more of that a bit. But it's really key to remember that Bitcoin is a new form of currency, and there's debate about this, but if you can buy and sell it on exchanges and you can redeem it for dollars or pounds or other forms of currency, in my opinion, Bitcoin is a form of currency. So Bitcoin you could trade on exchanges, and I think in the first video I showed you a couple exchanges that you could trade on as an example, but similar to the stock market, you could trade Bitcoin on exchanges. You could buy, you could sell Bitcoin as the price goes up and down with market fluctuations, so forth and so on. You could buy it and you could trade it, similar to an auction. There are many cryptocurrency exchanges, many cryptocurrency exchanges, and I just found a typo in my slides, so I will have to replace that, but just bear with me. So cryptocurrency, so There are many Bitcoin or cryptocurrency exchanges, and here you just see a few, right? Some of the more popular exchanges are Bittrex, Bitstamp, Kraken, Polynex, Bitfinex. There's quite a few popular ones, and I'll get more into that in later episodes. But just wanted to let you know that they're exchanges. There's many of them. And in these exchanges, you can not only trade Bitcoin, but you can trade many other altcoins. And what altcoins are basically different flavors of Bitcoin. Their technology is built on blockchain, and they may be slightly different than Bitcoin, right? They may have improvements to Bitcoin. They may have a different functionality, improved functionalities of Bitcoin, whatever. All of these things are exchanged or traded on these exchanges, right? On these cryptocurrency exchanges. So that's all you need to know. If you want to trade Bitcoin, you need to go to these exchanges. The next thing are wallets. What's a cryptocurrency wallet? We talked about it a little bit at the beginning of this presentation. A cryptocurrency wallet is essentially a place where you can store your Bitcoin or your altcoins. It's a place where you can store any of your cryptocurrencies that you've purchased, right? You know, in the news, you've probably seen, or you may have seen, that there's been issues with exchanges. Some of the exchanges have been hacked. There's been scams on some of the exchanges. People have lost money trading Bitcoin on these exchanges. So people now store their Bitcoin or their other altcoins on wallets. There's software wallets, which are essentially virtual wallets. They're just software that you store your coins in. Or there's now even hardware wallets, physical wallets that you can store your coin in, right? People are nervous that if they store their coin on software on a computer and that computer goes down or whatnot, they may lose that Bitcoin, right? So people then are moving to hardware type of wallets to store that Bitcoin on physical wallets. You can send, 500,000 Bitcoin to your hardware wallet, store it away in your room, under your bed, under your mattress if you want. 5 years from now, go back to an exchange, load it back up, and redeem your Bitcoins on that wallet now. Again, I'll get more into this a little bit later. Just want to make you aware, though, that there are many different types of wallets, from physical to virtual wallets. I currently use Electrum. It's a virtual wallet. I haven't actually gone the route of purchasing a hardware wallet yet. My account is increasing pretty substantially, so I'm thinking of actually moving to a hardware wallet, but I just haven't actually made the plunge yet. And my software wallet, Electrum, is working just fine now. Okay, so why is Bitcoin better? Why is Bitcoin better than traditional currency, better than dollars, so forth? So Bitcoin is international. It's truly international. You can truly send money anywhere in the world for very low cost. You can buy things with Bitcoin online. You can, if I wanted, I'm based here in the San Francisco Bay Area. If I wanted, I could send 1 penny, 2 pennies, 3 pennies, 5 cents, whatever, to somebody in Nigeria, in a little town or little village in Nigeria. It makes it, very easy and very inexpensive to send money overseas. So that's one advantage. Another advantage, like I mentioned before, it's cheaper. Typically, to wire money to some remote place in the world, you need to wire it through your bank, and you can be charged fees, $30 to $100 depending on the amount, the value, so forth and so on. The fees are high. Bitcoin changes that. Bitcoin makes the fees drop. It reduces the fees. It reduces the price to send money back and forth to anyone in the world, and it does that at high amounts and low amounts, right? It doesn't discriminate, and different coins have different ways of doing this, but essentially it's cheaper to send money using Bitcoin. Another thing is that Bitcoin now can protect you from inflation. It can protect you from a recession. It can protect you from a depression. Imagine tomorrow if all of a sudden we had a depression or a recession in the US, and imagine if the stock market or the value of the dollar tanked. Let's say it tanked 50%. What would you do then? Most people traditionally, they would go to gold, right? They'd go and buy gold, stockpile gold and whatnot, and that's kind of been the basis for the value that they could preserve, so they could preserve their value, their money. That's changing. Bitcoin is now being looked at as the new gold. It's being called the digital gold of our era. People are moving from storing money, saving money, buying gold, to storing money in Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a way to store value. It's a way to preserve value. In hard times, it's a way to preserve the integrity of money that you have, right? And people are shifting from gold to Bitcoin, and surprisingly, Bitcoin has actually surpassed the value of gold by a couple thousand, I think. Today, the value of Bitcoin is around 4,000. I think last week it was around 5,000. And the price of gold is a couple $1,000s less than that. So what does that tell you? Pretty interesting, to say the least. So if there's one point I want to leave with you is that Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are money with an API. Now, if you don't know what an API is, don't worry. API is a fancy technical term in the programming world. And basically all it means is that the way Bitcoin and blockchain technology works is that think of being able to program money. Think of being able to program applications around money and what you can money. Think about that and think about programmable money. It's a pretty interesting concept. Okay, so next, how do you get started trading Bitcoin? How do you buy Bitcoin? Where do you get Bitcoin? So there's a couple of ways to do it. By far, the easiest way to get started trading cryptocurrencies, buying Bitcoins today is to go to Coinbase.com. Literally go to Coinbase.com, sign up for an account, and you could literally put your credit card in there and buy Bitcoin today. You could buy, I think the first time users can buy up to $500 worth of Bitcoin today, instantly, right? Once you have Bitcoin in Coinbase, you could then start trading it from Coinbase to the exchanges, to your wallet, so forth and so on. But by far the easiest way to get started with cryptocurrency is to go to Coinbase and actually buy some there, right? Using your credit card. It's the easiest way. Other ways would include, mining Bitcoin, which involves, installing software and hardware in your computer and actually mining the Bitcoin out, producing, how do you put it, helping mine the Bitcoin so that other people can get it. So that's one other alternative, right? So where are we going with Bitcoin? A lot of exciting things are going around Bitcoin right now. And the reason I put this picture up here is because think about this for a minute. So Bitcoin ATMs are now popping up all across the country, all across China, all across Europe. They're starting to pop up. If you haven't seen a Bitcoin ATM machine yet, you will fairly soon, right? It's a big topic and it's about to explode. Once you can start buying and selling and withdrawing Bitcoin from ATMs, that means it's getting closer to going mainstream. Once Bitcoin goes mainstream, game over. It is going to go to the moon. It's going to shoot up in value very, very significantly. Now, of course, there's going to be ups and downs along the way. It's not just going to go up, through the moon overnight. But it's a signal to me that Bitcoin is becoming mainstream. It's gaining mainstream adoption, and more and more people are understanding what Bitcoin is, understanding the value of Bitcoin, and want to participate in Bitcoin. And that's why I think this is very exciting. We are at the tip of the iceberg right now, literally. It's been around since 2009, but things have really started picking up in the last maybe year or two. And we're about to see an explosion of people entering the market, trading Bitcoin, buying and receiving Bitcoin, using Bitcoin to make consumer purchases, withdrawing Bitcoin from ATMs and so forth. We're very, very much at the beginning here. And if you get in now, there's some very, 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 very significant potential to make a lot of money moving forward, which is why I want to educate and inform everybody about this right now. I've already made quite a significant amount of money in the exchanges, and I am not by profession a stock market trader, right? I have learned the basics. I've learned probably a little bit more than the basics at this point. But right now, it's not that hard to make money in this cryptocurrency market today. There are some fundamentals you need to know. You need to be careful, of course, but very, very, very big opportunity right now. So as I said, Bitcoin is only the beginning, and I have this up because I really just wanted to show you that Bitcoin is one of many different digital currencies, right? Digital coins. There's many of them. The most popular, or some of the most popular, are Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Dash or digital cash, Monero, Zcash. These are all, some of the more popular coins, and they do different things. They have different technical capabilities. They have different applications, so forth. But this is just the beginning. And as I mentioned before, these new types of digital currency, these coins, if you will, are popping up all over the place. They're popping up in ICOs, which stand for initial coin offering, kind of like IPOs, but they're for digital coins, digital currency, are popping up all over the place, and businesses are being created almost overnight. I think I just read the other day there was a company called Propi. It's a new real estate coin that's being developed. I think they raised something around $15 million in like a couple hours. It's crazy, and you can search that and check it out. But it's fascinating what's going on. So again, I'll end the video here, but I wanted you guys to take home with, an opportunity like this comes once in a lifetime. I mean, if you remember a real estate boom of, the early 2000s, if you know the internet boom in the late 1999s or early 2000s, you know that those things don't come around all the time. A lot of people made money in the real estate market. A lot of people made money in the internet.com boom era. This is a new era. This is a new opportunity, unlike we've ever seen before. And I really, really, really want each of you to really take the time, take 5, 10, 15 minutes today, figure out what Bitcoin is. If you don't know what Bitcoin is, write me a note. I'll help explain it to you. Go to digitaluptake.com. Opt in, sign up, and we'll educate you more about Bitcoin. But it's truly a once in a lifetime opportunity for those who want to get in on the ground floor, who want to take the time to learn about this technology, about what it can do, about what it's already doing, and have some fun day trading it on the side and actually make some money. This is for you. I mean, I'm so excited about this opportunity. I can't even tell you. I go home every day. I tell my wife that I want to, I have a full-time job, and I tell her I want to go home. I want to quit my job pretty much every day because of what's going on in the cryptocurrency world now. It's such a big opportunity. I'm so excited and fascinated about it. We've barely scratched the surface, and I can't tell you enough. I can't push you enough to just learn about this technology, get into this technology. Buy a $50 account, buy $50 worth of Bitcoin, start trading it, start playing around with it, start exploring how it works. Put it in a wallet, put it in an exchange, transfer it back and forth, send it to a friend. Just learn how it works, because this is really the future. And if you don't, you're going to be left behind. Anyway, this is Dan again from Digital Uptake. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope this was valuable to you. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll also post this video on my blog at Steemit. Otherwise, go to digitaluptake.com and opt into our email newsletter. We'll give you more information about this and recommendations of what cryptocurrencies you should be trading. Anyway, again, thanks, and I will talk to you next time. Later, guys.